Okay, Year 10, I'm now going to do a quick video about linear relationships where we model real life situations. So here's an example, and this is the one I want you to do these two. Have a go yourself first, and then if you're having trouble, come back and watch this video. So here we have someone who's getting paid $10 an hour plus $2 for every kilogram of tomatoes that he picks. So how do we write this? Write a rule for P in terms of N. So we go, this is how much he gets paid. Well, he gets paid $10 an hour plus, no, he doesn't get $10 an hour, he just gets $10 for coming to work, then $2 for every kilogram of tomatoes. So it's 2 times the number of kilos of tomato, 2n. Now we're going to write that the way we like it. We're going to move that 2n there. I'm going to write plus 10. So $2 times, and where n represents the number of kilos of tomatoes. They say it over here, n kilos of tomatoes. And that's how much he gets paid. If he picks 1 kilogram, it'll be 2 plus 10, 12. 2 kilograms, 2 times 2 is 4, plus 10 is 14, and so on. So write a rule. Now, sketch. Now, this is going to be very hard for me to do, and you need to try and do this as accurately as you can. So I'm just going to create this because we only need, and I want that in black. Let's get rid of that and try that again. So I just want the positive axes. So it's going to be very hard to sketch this, but I'm going to try and just go black. Thank you. I'm going to try and do it using, and they only want me to go from 0 to 10. So on this axis, I'm going to put how much they get paid. That's my y value. Remember, we're trying to write this as y equals something x plus something. So my p is going to go on that vertical axis. And down here, my n is going to go here, the number of kilos of tomatoes. And we've got a formula for this. And the formula is here. So I'm just going to mark off 1 kilogram, 2 kilograms, 3 kilograms, 4, 5, 6, 7. They wanted me to go to 10, but we'll go over there. Now, up here, we're going to go up, but I need to go up a bit faster. So I'm going to use a different scale. I'm going to go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Now remember, to plot a point, I only have to plot 2 values. So remember to write them like, you can write them like a set of points. So I'm going to write N and P. All right, so if I pick no kilograms, I'll get $10. If I pick 1, well, 2 times 1 plus, I'll get $12. If I pick 2, well, 2 times 2 is 4, plus 10 is 14. And that's all I need to plot these points. So I'm going to put them there now. So 0 and 10, 1 and 12, and 2 and 14. And then all I do is I draw a line to represent that. And if I've done it accurately, that's the equation. or the graph of y, not y, p equals 2n plus 10, and it's a linear equation of how much money this boy is going to get paid. All right? Now over here, use your rule to find the amount for picking 9 kilograms of tomatoes. Well, we've got the rule, so we just put 9 there, and P equals 2 times 9 plus 10. Well, that equals 2 times 9, 18, plus 10, 28 bucks. If he picks 9 kilograms of tomatoes, he gets 28 bucks. Now, our graph hasn't gone that far, but you could see it'd be way up there. The number of kilos if he earns 57. Now, this is where you've got to be really smart. So if P equals 57, well, I've got this formula. P equals 2n plus 10. So I put the 57 where the P is, and I get 2n plus 10. Okay, I take the 10 off, I subtract 10, and I get 47 equals 2n. And then I divide by 2 to get the n by itself. 47 over 2 equals the number of kilos. Well, 47 divided by 2, it doesn't go evenly, but it's 23 and a half. So 23 and a half kilos. 23 and a half kilos to get $57. All right. Let's have a go at the other one. See if you can do it before I do it. Question 9. An architect charges $100 for a consultation plus $60 per hour. Okay, and we've got to write with A and T. So how much does the architect get paid? Well, they get $100, but I'm going to write that at the back. $100 to start with, plus $60 for every hour. Now, they wanted me to represent hours with a T, so 60 times T. So 60 times the number of hours plus 100. That's going to be the equation for this architect's pay. So there's 9, and is that A? Write a rule. Sketch a graph. Well, let's get a few points first, and let's have T and A. And let's always start with 0. So if the architect does no hours, it's 60 times 0, 0 plus 100. Gets $100 just for the consultation. If the architect does 1 hour, well, it's 60 times 1 plus 100, 160. And one more, let's do 2. The architect does 2 hours, well, 2 times 60, 120, plus 100, 220. So now I have to draw a graph representing this. So let's get myself a set of axes. And remember, we're only using positive axes. I've got my rule over there, so I'm going to put A along here, and I'm going to put T along here. This is the amount the architect gets paid, and this is how much time. So along the bottom, I'm going to have nice, easy 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. That'll do me. But along the vertical axis, because it's going up by 60, I'm going to use a different scale. So I'm actually going to go up. Will I go up by 60s? I think I will. It'll make it easier. Oh, no, it won't, because I've got to start with 100. I might go up in 40s, but then I won't get the 22. Oh, well, we'll see. I'll just have a guess. So I'm going to go up in 50s. So 50, 100. So it's not going to be very accurate. 150, 200, 250, 300, 350. So that's the amount in dollars. So now I plot my points. So the first point, 0 hours, $100. There it is. 1 hour, 160. So I'm just going to have a guess. So I'm going about there. 2 hours, 220. So that is about there. Now, if I'd done it very accurately on graph paper, it'd be much better. But unfortunately, I don't have graph paper here. So now I'm going to draw in these dots. And there I've got my line, which is y equals 60t plus, not y, a equals 60t plus 100. So I've drawn a linear relationship for this architect's pay. What other questions did they ask? You better not go back to the beginning. I hate it when it does this. No, it didn't. So it just went down there. So I have to get this back together. Righto. They asked, sketch a graph. Use your rule to work out how much for 12 hours. So imagine if I then put 12 in here. Well, I'm going to have to use my calculator for this because it's 60 times 12 plus 100, 820. And that's way off my scale. I haven't got enough room for that on my graph. I haven't drawn the graph big enough to accommodate that. But if I did and I wrote it, I should be able to accurately predict that off the graph. The second one says the number of hours that he works or that the architect works if she earns 700. So if A equals 700, so I substitute that in my formula. Remember, my formula is A equals 60t plus 100. So 700 equals 60t plus 100 minus 100. Oh, so 600 equals 60t. Divide by the 60. Oh, so 600, too many zeros, divided by 60, 10. So if the architect earned $700, she worked for 10 hours, $100 for the initial consultation. So they're two real life expressions or linear models of a linear model of a real life situation, whether it be pay. Sometimes you can do it with taxi fares, you can do it with all sorts of other things, as you will see in when you have a go at the question on Google Classroom. Good luck.